Okay, I'm going to take you back to 1974, and I was just, a slip of a thing. I think I was 18 or 19, and I was at the bus station in St. Catharines waiting for my best friend Mimi to get off the bus. Now, although I was from St. Catharines, I couldn't wait to escape it, and I had escaped it so happily and moved to a commune when I was 17, and eventually sold candles on Yonge Street, and I had a really good time with that, and my parents were so proud of me. Anyway, I was doing a lot of traveling and I got into the tail end of the hippie thing, and I was always like, I wish I'd been born earlier. I'm really glad I wasn't now because I'm already old as fuck. So I got in the tail end of the hippie movement, which for me involved living on a commune and traveling all over the place, going out west and back and out west. I'm going to live in Victoria. No, now I'm going to live in Vancouver, blah, blah, blah. So in between all those jaunts, I would stop in St. Catharines and I would stay at my parents' house and regroup and maybe figure out how to make money or borrow money and, wash my clothes and figure out what I was going to do next. So this was one of those times, and I was in St. Catharines, and I didn't have anything to do, and I hadn't seen my girlfriend Mimi in a really long time. And she's such a good friend, and she's just my best friend. And so she said she would get on a bus and drive. She's from St. Catharines, but like me, happy to escape. And so she took a bus from Toronto to St. Catharines, and we met up, and we had no idea what we were going to do, or so I thought. I said to Meme when she got off the bus, I said, well, what are we going to do? It's St. Catharines. There's nothing to do here. We hate St. Catharines. We want to get the fuck out of St. Catharines. What shall we do? And she opens her hand, and she has 2 hits of acid in her hand. Okay, it's 1974, so commonplace. So I was really excited because A, I love acid, and B, there was absolutely nothing else to do in St. Catharines. Don't ever go to St. Catharines without acid. So we do the acid, and we were at the Glen Ridge Plaza down the street from, my mom's house. And there's an IGA there and a convenience store, and, it was really a happening place. But more importantly, because it was 1974, there was a phone booth. So when Mimi and I got really, really high and couldn't figure out what to do, we called another friend of mine that, again, happened to be in town. We were all held there against our will. I don't even know. And my girlfriend's name is Sheila, and she was in town at her mother's. And Mimi and I got so high and at the Glen Ridge Plaza, leaning against, at the parking lot, and we said, well, what are we going to do? I didn't want to go back to my mom's. I love my mom, amazing woman, the coolest woman, but I was too high for mom. And Mimi's mom was a real mean bitch. So we were way too high for a real mean bitch. So we called Sheila, and remember, she wasn't walking around with a phone in her ass, so you kids and your ass phones, but we had to put money in a phone booth, and we called Sheila, who miraculously at that time, people were always seemingly standing by the phone. Hello? I'm not moving. So she picks up the phone, and I explained my situation, and she said, absolutely, I totally get this. She had done a couple of hits of acid herself on previous occasions, so she knew what I was talking about. Luckily, we didn't have acid for her because we needed her to be our driver. So she comes and picks us up the Glen Ridge Plaza in her mom's station wagon, and she looks at us and she's like, you guys are really, really high. We're like, I know. Please help us figure out what to do. So I'm smart, I got an ex-boyfriend, well, more than one, ex-boyfriend in St. Catharines, and his name is Don Alexander, and He's a real cool guy. He's a little bit older than me. And we had broken up, but such an amicable breakup, no problem. So I said to Sheila, why don't you take Mimi and I to Don Alexander's apartment? Because, A, I know that he doesn't lock his door, and we can just slip in unobtrusively, high as fuck. And even if he's home, he'll be so happy to see me. And why wouldn't he? Yeah, we broke up. I broke his heart, but whatever. Water under the bridge. So we get to Dawn's apartment, and Sheila drops us off, wishes us all the best, absolutely convinced that we needed it, and we go into Dawn's apartment. Now, one thing I really should mention, it's the germ of the story, is that when Mimi and I get high on acid, we like to take a hot bath, listen to music, usually Joni Mitchell or Laura Nyro, we're real wild, and smoke cigarettes. Put the ashtray on the edge of the bathtub, smoke cigarettes, sit in the bathtub, listen to our music, and talk and be high. So we get to Don's apartment, and he's not home, which would have been fun if he was home, because he wouldn't have so I thought, objected to our hasty arrival with no pre-warning. And we get in the apartment, and you walk in the apartment, and the first thing when you walk in is the bathroom is right there when you walk in the door. And we take off our clothes, we crank up the Joni Mitchell, whoa, rebels, and we get out the cigarettes, and we're in the bathtub, and there's lots of hot water, and we're just sitting and laughing and talking and laughing and smoking and talking and listening and all that. So then we hear someone come in, and we're like, oh, more fun is about to happen, because here comes Don Alexander in his own apartment, so I guess he's allowed to be there. So he walks in, and he walks in, and we say hi, because we're naked and we're in the bathtub, and we think we should say hi to someone because we were in his apartment. And he says, oh, hi, and then we hear more footsteps, like high heel footsteps. And we're like, oh, is there someone else here? And he says, yeah, my mom's here. But she can't walk any farther into the apartment without walking past the bathroom, which of course the door is wide open. Who closes a bathroom door when you're in a stranger's apartment on acid? It would just be silly to be that sensible, right? So clearly there was not a sensible bone in anybody's body at that time. So she walks in. Now I had met this woman, albeit fully clothed, when I was his girlfriend last year. We'd gone to her house for dinner. So this was kind of a little different. And I was like, oh, hello, Mrs. Alexander. You don't, oh, and I'm like, oh no, stop talking, Elaine. You're naked, you're high on acid, and you're in the bathtub. This poor woman is really, really freaking out. And she says, who are these women? Why are they in your bathtub? They have no clothes on. They're smoking cigarettes. I like the Joni Mitchell, but, you know. So she really didn't say that. But in my mind, I thought she did. So they go and they sit in the living room. I don't know how to get out of this. Don Alexander's mother. This is way more than I bargained for. Talk about getting your high harshed. We were like, oh no, we just want to be high in the bathtub. So we quickly get dressed, and we're, you know, the old story, putting dry clothes on a wet body never works out, right? So we quickly get dressed, and we're freaking out, and we're so high that did we even just see Don Alexander's mother walk by and look at us in the bathtub? Did that even happen? So we come out, we exchange pleasantries. I honestly don't know how that was. And we're chatting, and I'm, you know, oh, hello, I met you last year, lovely to see you. And Dawn's like, really? And that's before the WTF phrase was really popular, but that was a big WTF moment for all of us. So I said, well, we've got to get out of here. He said, yes, you do. Yes, you do, because my mom's freaking out. So we go to the kitchen, And we find his phone. You don't have to find hard because it's just on the wall. Just where you want the phone. It's so lovely, right? So we go to the phone. What am I going to do? Very high. I am now clothed, but wet. And I'm being thrown out of my first high haven. So I call Sheila. God, I owe her. And she answers the phone right away. I feel that people with landlines never left the house. We don't even have time to explain the situation. I'm like, pick me up now. At Don Alexander's, yes, I'm still there, but it's madness, absolute madness. And we're saying goodbye and we're dumping the ashtray and he's like, don't, just go. And what about the Joni Mitchell? No, I'll attend to that. So I don't even drain the bathtub, okay? That's how quick of an exit I left. So we wait outside because, well, we shouldn't have been in there in the first place. So we wait in the driveway and Sheila picks us up and she looks at us more sternly even than Mimi's meme mom would have, I think. And she's like, really? Now what do I do with you two crazy acid-filled women? And we're like, I don't know. Okay. I'm running out of opportunities to stay high, and again, I still want to be in a bathtub, okay? So I have one other friend in St. Catharines, this woman, Lisa, okay? Single mom, so I know she's gonna be home. Of course, I couldn't even call her because I was now out of the phone range, okay? I wasn't near a wall that had a phone in it, so I couldn't phone her, and I thought, well, I'll just pop in on her. That popping in thing seems to really be working for me. So I said, take us to Lisa's. She'll be home. She has a kid. I had slept with her ex-husband, but we won't even go into that. I don't think she knew. It was all good. And certainly at this point, I wasn't going to dwell on that, okay? Sheila, still at the wheel of her mother's station wagon, effortlessly, because she's not high, drives us to Lisa's house. We get there. She's home. God. And her daughter's there. Everything's there. But there's a bit of a flurry of excitement in Lisa's home. She seems to be preparing for a date. And she hasn't been on a date in a long time, and I'm real excited for her. Not that her being single has anything to do with me, but still. And there was a great flurry of activity. What dress should she wear? What shoes to go with the dress? Eyeliner, yay or nay? Curling iron, I'm not sure. There was a lot going on. And Mimi and I were happy to put our 2 cents in as soon as we got in the tub. So we came in and we said, hey, Lisa, we'll talk to you for sure, but can we get in the tub? And she's like, are you guys high on acid? I was like, oh, yes, this is why you're my friend. So we get in the tub and there's much chit-chat about she's got a date and she's taking her daughter and she's picking an outfit, and Lisa has not picked a date outfit in too long, right? So I'm really encouraging her and I'm so happy for her, but also I'm really, really high and I just care about myself. And we've got the Joni cranked back up. She says, whatever you want. And we got the ashtray on the side of the bathtub. Now this is in the days where you did nothing but smoke in front of small children and hope for the best. Her 5-year-old daughter did not seem at all perturbed by the smoke in her face. And so we got in the tub and we're smoking the cigarettes and we're giving Lisa a bit of advice. Not those earrings with that dress, maybe that necklace and all that sort of stuff. It's a really big deal and I'm really excited. And I'm really excited that it's her going on a date because it seems like a hell of a lot of work. So we're in the tub. And it's all great. She's got lots of hot water because that's key. Because if you run out of hot water when you're high, it's even worse than Don Alexander. So we're waiting for her and helping her and we're excited. And then all of a sudden, there's a knock on the door. here. Her date has arrived. Oh, I hope he's everything she dreamed he would be. And I hope it works out. And they're going for this really fancy seafood dinner. And they're taking her little daughter. Oh, that sounds promising, doesn't it? The door opens. And in walks Don Alexander. Now, first of all, there was a part of me that was like, are you fucking dating my ex-boyfriend? But that really wasn't the point right now. Because Don Alexander was going to find me yet again, naked, high on acid, with Mimi, in a bathtub, smoking cigarettes. But just when I thought things couldn't get more awkward, in walks his mother. Don Alexander's mother was part of the date because Don was introducing his new girlfriend. I was just his girlfriend, but again, we'll worry about that later, Elaine. Introducing his girlfriend, Lisa, to his mom. But apparently, his mother cannot walk into an apartment in the city of St. Catharines without seeing two naked women in a bathtub with the door wide open, a big amount of cigarette smoke, a lot of Joni Mitchell, and a lot of giggling. She was freaking out. And, you know, I didn't even get up. I mean, could I even get up at that point? There couldn't even be the handshaking. The mother had to be revived. I'm not even really sure. They left very quickly. And, you know, on second thought, I probably should have stayed at my mom's house and done the acid trip there. Thank you.